I love how this starts. I've got Aya Bear here. I've already got 2 thumbs down. How do you have 2 thumbs down at the start of a show before you even start? Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. We have a really special show for you tonight. It's funny when I start going and oh wow, I'm hearing myself. Okay, that's not a good thing. Hold on a second here. I am hearing myself. Okay, there we go. That's better. So because we're running this now on Twitter, on Facebook, on all of these different platforms, and welcome everybody. Welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. Because this is your place, whether it's here or School of Mystics, this is your place to have your consciousness elevated. We're going to help shift you here tonight. We're on, formerly known as Twitter, X. We're on Facebook. We're on, I think, 6 or 8 other different platforms right now. And so when I click the start button to speak with you, I get this spinning wheel. And it just keeps spinning and spinning until some random moment it decides to start. And that's where we were here this evening. All right. We have a very special show here tonight. I really want to jump right into things. We're going to be exploring really the profound impact of the cosmic energies that are coming into our lives at this very special time. Now, tonight we're going to be talking about deep spiritual concepts. We're going to be talking about deep scientific concepts. And it really helps to kind of almost step back, almost breathe into on the concepts rather than trying to grok them full on. And they'll start to assemble themselves and make sense before you. So, where am I going with all of this? We are truly in unprecedented times, or you could say uncharted waters. We have 3 major celestial events, you could say, coming up. We have the Equinox, which is the alignment of day and night, and we'll get there in just a little bit. We have the Ring of Fire, a lunar eclipse, which is coming up. So we got the Equinox on the 21st. We have the Ring of Fire coming up, actually in order. We'll say Ring of Fire, 17th of September, Ring of Fire, lunar eclipse. Then we have the Equinox on the 20th/21st, and then we have a full solar eclipse, and a very powerful one at that, coming up on October 2nd. Now, this isn't unprecedented that it's coming so close to the solstice. It is rare, but it is not unprecedented. What is unprecedented is really the deeper, profound meaning behind all of this, because right now, if it seems like I'm talking about this portal and this event and that event, it's because they're coming to us more frequently right now as the frequency on planet Earth is changing, as we're going into an accelerator. You can feel it. There's more energy on the planet right now than ever. That's a done deal. End of story. You go, yeah, Michael, how can you tell there's more energy? Well, there are more people on the planet right now. That alone means there's more energy. There is more burning of fossil fuels. There's more doing this, more doing that. In other words, energetically, there's more going on than ever before on planet Earth. Now, the events going on here that are at this time where humanity, we could say the Earth is revved up, the events are both physical and metaphysical. They exist in the physical world, but they have a huge spiritual existence. And they're not occurring randomly. Oh, I should share something. This is a kind of a little aside, but a really fun one. If you caught my Daily Woohoo today and you go to dailywoohoo.com, actually it's from yesterday. I have a newsletter that'll help shift your energy up. You may be experiencing more synchronicities than ever. You may be experiencing 111 and 1111 more than ever. D-Money asks, am I related to Adam? In theory, I have no proof of this. My grandfather's brother's grandson is Adam Sandler. There is no proof of this. If somebody can find that, that's awesome. But that is what we understand. But that may or may not be true. This is more true than that. This I can say for sure, which is, if you're experiencing 111 and 1111 now, if you're experiencing synchronicities now, there is a reason for it. This overabundance of energy is kind of like I can't remember the term of it. There's a term where if you took sand and you put it in a platter and you start vibrating the platter faster and faster, it starts to produce one pattern that appears random at first and then turns out to be sacred geometry, and then another pattern, and then another pattern, and more sophisticated patterns as you go along as it is raising up in frequency or raising up in vibration. I realize those are two different things, but we're just going to use that for ease of speak, shall we say. The same thing is occurring here on Earth. We are vibrating faster and faster. We are vibrating at a higher frequency, and we are coming into co-resonance. We'll be talking more about that here tonight. Coming into co-resonance or vibrational alignment. Thank you, Mary Fryer. Yes, 888 as well. Coming into co-resonance at, thank you, paradoxical cymatics. There we go. We are all part of this somatic experiment, you can say, coming into vibration alignment at a higher level. So you may be experiencing more synchronicities. You may be experiencing those repeating numbers. Yesterday, I wasn't in the race. There was a race on the mountain where I'm at here, Mont Tremblant in Quebec. And there was a race where people go to the top 15 times, which equals the equivalent of climbing Everest. I just went out for my morning run, and I ran up and down it a couple times. They go up at 15. They don't do the down. They take the chairlift down. Take no credit away from them. 15 times, 29,029 feet. They run up, walk up, crawl up to whatever they take to get up. So I'm running up the mountain, and I'm getting to the mid-mountain base camp, and they're blasting music. And I've got on my MP3 player as well. It's really downloaded collection of music from Pandora. In Canada, you can't use Pandora, so it's an old collection. And I'm listening to the music, and I go, wouldn't it be wild if they were playing the same song as I am? And, of course, they weren't. Ran up to the top of the mountain, boogied back on down, had fun. They're busy going up. I felt bad for them, but I'm like, whee! I get to the bottom of the mountain, and there at base camp, my jaw hit the floor. It was playing the exact same song as me. I don't know what their playlist is, but it ain't my MP3 player, that's for sure. And almost it was like a half, not a note, half a drum beat off of one word. So if the word was no sleep, or if I said no sleep, as soon as I heard no, immediately you heard no. It was fractionally off from what I had. The same place on the same song, out of all the songs in the world, and out of all the seconds in a song. It was almost perfect vibrational alignment. Now, House of Pickles, I need to go back and listen. It was definitely a Beastie Boys song. I believe it was No Sleep Till Brooklyn, but I have to confirm that so I can go through my playlist and see. Like I said, this collection is a little bit stuck at this point. I guess No Sleep Till Brooklyn would make sense. Man, somebody noticed these are new glasses. Oh my God, that's impressive. Yes, they are. But the point being here, and No Sleep to Brooklyn makes sense because people are running without sleep. It was a 36-hour race, or they had 36 hours to complete. We're all experiencing greater alignment right now. We're all experiencing these increased frequencies, these increased energies. So when we look at these three events coming up this fall, they are both accidental and intentional. They seem to follow the natural cycle of the planet, natural cycle of life, but they have a greater energy to them and a greater purpose. This is what's so important to understand. There's a bunch to understand. But first off, they come up as part of a natural cosmic rhythm. This rhythm has existed almost since the beginning of Earth. I'm going to say actually since Earth creation and before. Every planet experiences equinoxes, time when day and night are even. It's a common, or I'm going to call it a universal celestial event. Every planet, every planet tilted on its axis like we are has a point where it comes into balance of equal night and day. So that's natural in one sense. Solar and lunar eclipses, they're natural for the Earth. They're far from random because it's something like the sun is exactly 400 times the size of the moon, and they have to be at exactly the right point, at exactly the right alignment, at exactly the right fit to have a total eclipse. The majority of planets, as far as I can tell, do not have complete eclipses. It just ain't happening. Now, they've captivated humanity for millennia after millennia, and they hold deep symbolic meaning, but they also hold a tremendous amount of energy. That's what's unusual at this time, the amount of energy involved in these events, and it is happening at the most energized time on planet Earth. You can feel the energy. I can speak really, really quietly, and you can still feel the energy. These are unprecedented times. So what is the energy I'm talking about? Well, you have energy pouring into the earth. Not only is there more energy of humanity, by humanity, and through humanity on the earth. However, on top of that, you can add to that, there's an influx of energy from the cosmos. It's affecting us emotionally, it's affecting us spiritually, it's affecting us physically. Now, one source of that energy is called subspace. It's a concept from theoretical physicists that's being proven real with fascinatory implications. It's basically the source energy of everything, and it's bubbling up more and more at this time. Now, the sun, our nearest star, is another major source, and it's sending us more than just light and heat. You can see this. The sun is sending us more than just light and heat. You know this because of the aurora borealis, the solar storms, the solar flares. Right now, we are at peak solar storm year in a natural cycle, but it's coming to us left, right, and center. There have been numerous times with massive magnetic storms this year alone. That pumps us up with an overabundance of energy. We are in the middle of, I believe it is 5 supermoons in a row. What does that mean? The moon is closer, not closer than ever before, but gets to its closest point. It's 30% closer than a regular full moon. And we have at least 4, I believe it's 5 of them in a row. Supermoon, 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 supermoon. So we're getting that energy too. And like the sun and like the solar flares, you can think of the massive storms that are also taking place on gas giants like Jupiter at this time. There is so much energy hitting us. And so the Earth is experiencing energy surges that seem like biblical proportion in their nature. It suggests that we are actually, you could say the cup is overflowing with the energy that is on Earth right now, that it can't handle this much. This is by design. So if we talk about cosmic alignments, it's a key concept in astrology. This is contributing to the energy influence, and science is starting to understand these subtle effects as well. So we've got astrology, we've got alignments, we've got eclipses, we've got equinox, we've got gas giants and storms, we've got solar storms, we've got subspace, we even have distant supernovas affecting us. Even if we haven't seen the supernova Betelgeuse, and we're going to have a show on that in a few weeks, even if we haven't seen it yet, guess what? By the time we see it, it's something like taking place 275 years ago. The energies are hitting us right now. And they're hitting us big time. So we get to deal with this energy. When you get up in the morning, and I wish I could see a show of hands here. When you get up in the morning and you feel out of sorts, does anybody feel out of sorts when you get up in the morning? Do you feel either exhausted or shaky or anxious, and you haven't turned on the news, you haven't followed anything, and you're going, why do I feel out of sorts today? Hello. There is an abundance of energy right now like you can't believe. It's huge and it's real, and it hits us physically, it hits us spiritually, it hits us psychologically. We can all feel it, even if we can't explain, where is this coming from? I don't know. I'm just waking up shaky. I'm waking up weird. I'm waking up exhausted, and I thought I got a full night's sleep. That's because of the energy. So the question is, so I've got Yada B saying exhausted, Libby exhausted. The question is, why? Why are we being hit with so much energy? And the reason is clear. We are being transformed. The purpose of this energy is radical, massive transformation. It's here for the planet. It's here for you. It's here for me. It is here for all of us. It is helping us to transform at this time. And so it's actually a very good thing, even if it comes across in disguise. And if you see me looking around, I'm looking at myself and I'm going, self, I don't know why. No, that doesn't work. But on this camera, it is chopping off my arms. So on one camera, I can see my arms moving, and what you're seeing wasn't showing my arms. And I like to speak with my arms, so I get to have them up higher for you. So on the one hand, this energy is transformation for the planet. On the other hand, this energy is transformation directly for you and me. So what does this mean? The energy is here to transform the planet. I like to think, and I've been watching a lot of sci-fi, or not even so sci-fi movies. I was watching Apollo 13, the Netflix documentary earlier today, and I love the concept of, first off, I love anything to do with space, but I love the concept of working one problem, solving it, and then going to the next, rather than trying to tackle all problems at once. But if we think of the energy transforming our planet, we can think of the current interest in terraforming Mars, making it habitable. It's an exciting idea that captures our imagination. We think of re-greening Mars, of bringing water back to Mars, or the water that's frozen in Mars, bringing it back up and having an atmosphere where water isn't leaking off. It's kind of cool to think about. You can Google that. We're terraforming or changing Earth right now. Not necessarily in so many great ways, however, with the overabundance of energy here, we can change the planet for the better, and humanity is evolving. You and I are evolving. All of humanity at once is evolving. What does that mean? You and I chose to come here at this special sacred time. You chose. You're going, no, I didn't choose this. I promise you, you chose to come here at this special sacred time to help birth humanity anew, to help bring about a higher level existence for all of us. You are so much powerful than you realize. You are so much more. Sort of like I was saying, I was basically a cheerleader on the Hill yesterday, and I was trying to do visualization exercises, telling people, if they're exhausted, imagine that there's a cord that's pulling you, and you've thrown out this cord, and it's carabined onto the gondola, and you're not doing the work. The gondola is doing the work of pulling you up the hill, and they're like, whoa. The visualizations help, and that energy is actually real. Your power, your strength beyond your physical body is real. It's huge. It is more huge than you could ever imagine. And this energy that we're seeing right now is designed to help us to transform, to help raise us up, and to help us both individually and collectively to realize our true potential. Let me say that again. The energy is here individually and collectively to help us to recognize our true potential. What does that mean? Well, we're going from a time period, and Mark Hewitt, dear friend of mine, he likes to say, and it didn't come from here, I have to quote the original source, that we are going from Homo sapien to Homo spiritus. We are going from a more physical-based being, meaning we think all we are is physical, to a more energetic-based being, from Homo sapien to Homo spiritus, from physical to spiritual. It doesn't mean that we're floating away into la la land. It doesn't mean that we're going to get enlightened and go, ooh, and disappear. It means we're getting, this is the concept here, we're getting more in alignment with our higher selves, or in alignment with who and what we truly are. We're recognizing ourselves as not purely physical beings, but as energetic beings having an energetic experience in human form. And this shift, and we're going to get to these exact portals in just a little bit, this shift involves understanding our place as part of a larger galactic community. Yeah, you don't have to be a UFO whatever, and that term was certainly marginalized in the past. You don't have to believe in any of that stuff, or you don't have to, I don't even know the term for it, to recognize that we can't possibly be alone. The math is so dramatically against it, it is exceptional. So the math yesterday of having that one song playing at an exact spot in that song, I think I'd have a better chance of winning $1 billion lottery, if there is such a thing. I'd have a better chance of winning that. And that ain't nothing compared to the odds of us being alone in the galaxy or alone in the universe. It just ain't mathematically possible. So we're going from recognizing that we are a physical being to recognizing that we're an energetic being and recognizing that we are a galactic being. We're not alone in the universe. And it means recognizing, and that's why we're being bombarded with energy right now, recognizing our own true divine nature and recognizing how powerful we truly are at the energetic aspect of our beingness. You see, we're much more than our physical bodies. And so, what does this mean? This fall's events has to do with us being much more than our physical bodies. This fall events are truly like cosmic portals. They allow us to project our desires and see them manifest more quickly. Yes, right now you put out your desires and you will see them manifest more quickly or something even better. And this isn't just a fun concept. It's actually crucial for our evolution. Let me say this again. It's not just a fun concept. It's crucial or critical for our evolution. Why? Because we are the creators of our own evolution. We are the creators of humanity. We are the creators of where this species are going. And you're going, oh God, no. No, I mean coming from the heart. Don't worry, coming from the heart. By projecting our deepest desires, we raise our vibrational frequency and we help change all of humanity. So, you can think of this time period as a tune-up for your heart and soul. Right now is a time of aligning. Right before we get to the Ring of Fire, before we get to the Solar Eclipse, before we get to the Equinox, is a time of aligning with our truest desires and purpose. And alignment isn't just a material thing. Alignment is a way of living, it's a way of being, it's a way of interacting with the world. What does that mean? It means your higher self is speaking to you. What does that mean? Well, it means if we were watching The Wizard of Oz, is that a good example? Nah, I want to go to video games. If you're watching Mr. or Ms. Pac-Man, and you feel like you're Mr. or Ms. Pac-Man, who's at the controls? Your higher self. Your greater self that is out here, that is not stuck in the video game, but is everywhere around the video game. We are starting to get in alignment with our higher selves and starting to align with our higher purpose. It's very easy, relatively, if you step back now. I'll say easier than ever. If you step back, if you pause, if you breathe in, it's much easier to hear from your higher self at this time. Aubrey Spencer says, was being electrocuted. And I'm not sure what was going on there, but I will say this. If you have that level of symbolism behind an overabundance of energy, it means more than ever you need to pause. A pause would do us all so much good right now. Why? So we can align and hear from our higher selves and hear why we are here. Now, I know so many people have been speaking about exhaustion, and there's a bunch of people speaking about pain as well. What we need to do to help us through this time is get in alignment with our source energy, or alignment with this universal life force that flows through each and every one of us. Yes, sort of like, so these concepts are real. You've got Luke in Star Wars. This life force is real. Now, I love to use metaphors to help share or make it easier to understand. When we get in alignment, let's say that you're a safecracker. Dun, 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 dun. And you go to the tumblers of the vault, click, 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 click. You're listening. Click, 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 click. What you're doing is you're getting the tumblers in alignment to get the right combination to open the vault. Our inner wisdom knows that perfect combination. It's why we get to listen especially well during this time, but the veil is becoming thinner. So while we're being bombarded with more information, more energy, more overload, more noise from, we'll say, the old guard wanting to stay in power. And so we're being hit with all of this stuff in all directions. Do not get lost in the noise. Your higher self is able to hear better than ever, or able to get through to you better than ever as well. So what does this mean? Well, let's look at it with another way of symbolism. Let's look at it as music. We all have notes playing inside of us. We all have music playing inside of us. The closer we get to playing them in harmony with our higher self, sort of like I'm listening to this Beastie Boys song, and ironically, there at the base camp, there's a Beastie Boys, the same Beastie Boys song going on, and we're in almost perfect alignment. The closer you are to playing in harmony, the more you begin to unlock the potential. In other words, for the safe to open up. What happens when your safe opens up? Well, you start living at a higher level. You start discovering your true nature. You start discovering your true power. You start discovering inner peace, even greater health, though not always. Our timeline is not dictated by alignment. We have nodal points when we come in. We have nodal points where we can go out. We can do what we can to hang around a lot longer. But this is not always in our control, because I don't want you thinking, key point, I don't want you thinking, well, if I'm sick, if I have an end date that I already know about, if I have whatever, I must be doing something wrong. No, you may be doing everything right. Your job may or might be done. You may have done an amazing job. So we do not judge our lives based on our potential end date. Ever, ever, ever. This is even a hard time for c'est moi, because I'll look at somebody and the story is, this person had a drug overdose, this person had a this person had a that, and I might start dwelling on their life as to when they checked out rather than how they lived their life. That's what's most important. When we get in alignment, we unlock power, strength, creativity, energy. Even superpowers we may call extraordinary. They open up, they come to us when we're in the state of being tuned or being in alignment with our higher self. We can call this term attunement. It's something I teach in the School of Mystics. Come join us in the School of Mystics. It's, I guess, a small shameless plug. 4 Wednesdays each month. I'll let everybody who's in the chat from the School of Mystics tell you about it. But I give attunements, or statements imbued with energy that shift your frequency and shift your vibration. Now, we can all get into greater alignment. We can get into it through meditation, powerful tool for connecting with our inner wisdom. We can get it through automatic writing. And yes, come join me live. I think I have a class on automatic writing in about 10 short days. You can get to it by, what does automatic writing do? It bypasses the conscious mind. When you write, your higher self is writing to you, or your angels and guides are writing to you, or your inner wisdom is writing to you, and they can map out much deeper knowledge for you. You can get to it through our School of Mystics, through other people's schools of mystics. I'm assuming there are other School of Mystics out there. In fact, I think one of our guests last year said he has a School of Mystics as well. You can get there through our School of Mystics, other School of Mystics, and other spiritual teachers as paths to alignment as well. They kind of give you that framework or that guide rails to help get you there. And the better ones, I would say, also give you that group and community to help get you in alignment so that you go it together. Notice, a group can do something so much easier than the one. That's why you feel this energy so palpably tonight. And it's why things like Lynn McTaggart's Power of 8 people meditating on the same concepts, like healing together, like peace together, like ending a war together, have such a powerful effect because everybody gets in, alignment with each other. And this is going to bring us back very close, very shortly, to the equinox and to the eclipses that are coming up. So, what does this mean too? Alignment helps you get an attunement or higher vibrational frequency with your higher self, with the universe, with your greatest version of yourself. One key way that we can do this is listening. Paying attention to our feelings, paying attention to our heart's guidance. Your intuition is cranked up to the max right now. You may feel like you are too sensitive. You may feel like you have too much empathy. You may feel like you're feeling people too much. Can you stand back? I'm kind of got an overload of your energy right now. That's to help you plug into your intuition at a higher level, because it is a huge tool for alignment. Now, going back to what's going on in the world today, cosmic events create what I call nodal points on our timeline. What are nodal points? They're points where it's easier to make great change. It's just much easier during these times. All times you can make great change, but I'd rather surf the energy of the cosmos and be able to do it during nodal events. Equinoxes and solstices are examples of nodal events. Ancient civilizations have recognized this. So I was gifted. I didn't actually get to see the serpent, but I went down to look for this. I was invited 3 years ago, somewhere in there. Wow, might be 4 years ago now. Wow. I was invited to a Nobel Peace Prize summit. No, I hadn't won. A Nobel Peace Prize summit in Mexico, and I got to go to Chichen Itza just before equinox. And I actually went to another place where you could see the alignment of the sun during equinox, where with the Mayan tradition and so many other indigenous or First Nation traditions, First People traditions, they recognize the massive power of the equinox. Chichen Itza, this ancient temple, there's a serpent whose shadow can only be seen, and the shadow moves during equinox. It's pretty cool. So the Mayan calendar and structures like Chichen Itza are set up with a deep understanding of these nodal points and of these cosmic cycles. Eclipses are also powerful nodal points. They're like cosmic reset buttons for Earth's energy. It's a moment where you could say the cosmos winks or blinks, where we have a moment of darkness, or if it's not dark where you are on the planet, a moment where the energetic beam is disconnected from the Earth. These moments matter. Right now we're facing 3 major nodal points, and this gives us a huge opportunity for growth personally and for all of us. And this alignment isn't just about personal growth. It's not just about, well, I want to be a better me. It's about aligning with and discovering who and what you truly are and who and what you truly want to be. From your highest self, the real mission that you came in here for, and how does it get any better than this? It's also about aligning with how we wish the earth to be. You see, we have a powerful influence on Earth's future. And you can go, well, is that because of how I vote? It could be. Is that because of what party I stand for? It could be. Is that because of how I recycle? Oh, it could be. And these things do matter. But see, there's what's the best way to put it? A complete and total misunderstanding. A complete and total misunderstanding that we can't make a difference, that we are powerless, that we're too small, that it doesn't matter if I recycle, that my vote doesn't matter, that who I support doesn't matter. And I have no political bones in my body. Vote what's on your heart. I love you. But we have this belief that we can't make a difference and our lives don't matter. And this is a fundamental misunderstanding of who and what we are. And if we recognize the reverse, guess what happens? What happens if we recognize we are powerful, we are creators, we can make a difference? What if we recognize that each and every one of us, yes, you, has immense power to change our future? What if you recognize that? Consider this. What if we chose to come here at this time, not just to participate in this change, or not just to be here during this time of change, but to actively help this change along? What if you're actually a superhero? So I'm looking right now, Instagram user, Adetra1111, Sylvia Carthy, another Instagram user, Jack Grimaldi, Carolyn. What if you recognize And somebody says, so Carolyn says, can't hear me. So I'm going to check. No, my sound levels are coming through strong. You may need to see if your speaker can be turned up, or if your YouTube, if that slider can be turned up. What if you didn't just come here to participate at this time, but actually to help raise up planet Earth and all of it? What if you actually came here to make a massive difference in the cosmos? Here's the thing. None of us, and everybody in the School of Mystics, oh, that sounds so, I'm not even going to say that. Many of us on this path already get this. And if you don't, I want you to anchor it in tonight. You and I are not passive observers. You're not. Even if you're here for the first time, you ain't a passive observer. You couldn't be no matter how much you tried. You are a powerful projector. What do you project? You project a new reality. You project greater energy. You project a new image of how you want this world to be through each one of your thoughts, feelings, actions, and words. Through each of your thoughts, feelings, actions, and words, you project a new reality into beingness. I want to say, woohoo, you do. And the power inside of you is growing. That's why you're being hit with all this energy right now. Raise your hand if you're not getting a good night's sleep at the moment. Hello. You're being hit with an abundance of energy for transformation. Somebody said hit the like button. Here's the dealio with that. The more people that hit the like button, the more the YouTube algorithm thinks this show is hot. The more the YouTube algorithm puts it on people's walls and says, why don't you check this out? So if you like it, hit that like button. Let's change this planet. Let's shift humanity. But you're doing it through your very projections as well. You and I are becoming more influential. Well, I'm not an influencer. I'm not on social media. I'm not on this. I get it. That's not the kind of influence that we need on this planet, even though this is my livelihood. It comes from the individual level going to the collective, from the individual level to the collective. What in the world does that mean? It means you are a fractal holographic representation of the entire universe. Fractal holographic representation of the entire universe. You contain the whole within you. You contain everything. I used to do a meditation with this beautiful soul named Claudio on Maui. And he would have this beautiful, 6 by 8 foot painting of the galaxy in front of us. And you could just stare at the galaxy. And he says, I don't want you to see yourself in the galaxy. I want you to see the galaxy inside of you. You are the universe. In simpler terms, you are the creator experiencing itself. You are the creator experiencing itself. You're not separate from this creative force. It's not God help me out here. Creator help me. Angels help me. It's actually all within you. Yes, you can still call on God. You can call on Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad. It's all inside of you. All of this power is inside of you. People in the chat are saying volume is too low. I have my volume way up. I'm going to see if it can go up even higher, but I do not believe it can because it is almost maxing out on this. I will see if I can keep it a little bit closer. People, please chime in because I am showing that I am almost pegged on my mic, which means it cannot get any louder than this. And I'm looking at the bands here, and it's going high. Every word, every thought, every action you make. Don't be afraid of this. Every word, every thought, every action is an act of creation. You are the creator. You aren't the only creator. I'm a creator. He's a creator. She's a creator. Aya Bear, who just texted me, she's a creator. We are all creators. And we're all one. We won't go there for right now, this moment. But we are all one. Every single thing you say, do, think, feel, act upon is an act of creation. And here's where it gets cool. And people are going, oh no, don't worry. It's the acts that come from the heart, the acts that come from love that make the most massive difference. Why? because the only energy that's amplified is the energy that's in alignment with your higher self and in alignment with the cosmos. If your energy is out of alignment, it goes bam, bam, bam. So you don't have to worry, oh my God, my thoughts are going to kill us off. No, it may make for a rough day if that's where you place your focus, but you're not going to actually, oh my God, I've ruined No, it doesn't work that way. But you can shift the place. Thank you, everybody. So I'm seeing so many people saying, sound good, sound good, sound good. So if your sound isn't good, let's see. So somebody did say hear an improvement when I got closer, but let's see if you do have a way to raise it, because you have both the volume on your computer or your phone, but you also have another slider on the YouTube video itself, and you may have to click that slider. All right, let's talk about now. This is where the going gets good. How does it get any better than this? During these special cosmic times, equinox, eclipse, another eclipse, sun bombarding us, Jupiter bombarding us, everything bombarding us for our highest good and the highest good of all, your creative powers are intensified. It's amplified. You can manifest right now so much easier. Jessica jokes, or liked to joke, and said I had instant karma. If I had a bad thought, I tripped, fell. Don't do that so much anymore. But the reverse can take place, especially true during this time. Again, alignment coming from the heart. That's what takes place. What does this mean? You want something, you see it faster. You need something, it comes to you sooner. You want to change this world. Oh, goody. Now we're talking. You know, it used to be the secret. It used to be, can I get a better car? Can I get a better this? Can I get a better that? Nothing's wrong with any of those things. Believe me, nothing is wrong with any of those things. But now we're looking at how can I get in greater alignment? How can I get into my creative power? How can I shift my world, my life, my families, my planet, all of humanity? Let's talk more about this for a minute. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of water. Then we're going to talk more about this. And I'm looking at some beautiful comments come in. All right, hold on here. Very good. You know what I'm most excited about this water? I've got it in a wider mouth jar, so a mason jar, so it's more stable on the on the table, as I do a bunch of this, and I don't want the woohoo to go in the water to go flying. Oh, I love you guys. All right. Let's talk about two key concepts that I've been having a lot of discussions in automatic writing with my angels and guides about. It's the concept of the wayfarer and the way shower. And this is super important to understand from the understanding of your cosmic self or your cosmic dance. So a wayfarer, and we're all wayfarers, is someone exploring their inner and outer worlds. They're a journey of self-discovery. So we have always started this journey as wayfarers, somebody exploring our inner and outer terrain. A way shower, and that's what, let's see if I can do this. That's what you are. That's what you are. Yes, you. You are a way shower. How do I know a way shower? Because you're here tonight. Somebody who's not a way shower wouldn't be here. My energy would, forgive me, scare them off. A way shower goes further than just exploring their inner and outer terrain. A way shower shifts their own reality. You shift your reality. You shift your reality. And by shifting your reality, you guide others to do the same. You guide others on their path. So just by being here tonight, you have a proclivity, a leaning towards being a way shower. You're seeking knowledge for yourself, and whether you realize it or not, you're seeking knowledge for others as well. My Aya Bear, which is our most amazing moderator here this evening, or co-moderator if Ann Bear is here as well, started on this path exploring her own inner and outer terrain. It's the wayfarer. And then something switched at one point, and she went to helping others explore their own inner and outer terrain and saying, here's what I've been doing, here's what's working for me. 555 likes, the number of manifestation. How does it get any better than this? Yes. She went from wayfarer to way shower. If you're here, you're a way shower too. As a way shower, I will let you in on a little secret. You have incredible power. More power than you could ever realize. A way shower is where the power is going on. It's where you're able to make massive cosmic differences in your life, in others' life, in the entire planet. Why? The more people that you help align, the stronger your own energy field becomes. Let me repeat this. The more people you help align, the stronger your own energy field becomes. This is huge. We've thought of power, it's the best way to put it. The old powers that be have thought of power, wrong is judgment. Okay, there's an old power structure. The old power structure that's giving its last gasp right now, and you can see it everywhere. And while it looks like the old powers are firmly in power, it's all crumbling and going away. Hang on to your hat, it's crumbling fast, but the new powers are taking over, and that's kind of groovy, shall we say. The old power was about controlling people. We can look at it. That's what the old power is. We're going to use some fear, worry, anxiety. We're going to use some tribalism. You were going to use some, nationalism here. Oh my, it's them. It's them that caused it. No, it's not them. It's not you. It's not me. It's the powers that be. It's not a big bad conspiracy. It's just the powers in control want to maintain control. Makes sense to me. It was fear, worry, anxiety, and some pain thrown in there as a controlling mechanism, as a way to be in power. That's the old way of leadership. Let's look at the new way of leadership. Let's look at a higher level power. And yes, we can use a double entendre there about a higher power, certainly. The higher power is about empowering others. True power comes from helping other people get into resonance. True power, that's what you're doing by being you. I'll explain more in a minute, and it has everything to do with these events coming up. True power comes from helping others find their resonance or getting into a state of co-resonance. It's about lifting everyone up, not just yourself. It's about helping everyone up. This is the true path and the true power of an embodied leader, or a benevolent leader, as I like to call it. A benevolent leader, this is the leadership model for the future, is that the more that you empower others, the more power you have to create positive, beautiful change in the world. By empowering others, not by taking the power away from others. It's a beautiful paradox. The more power that you give to others, the more power you have for powerful, positive change. How does it get any better than this? So the more you empower others, the more that you bring about the very change you desire on this planet. Now, one great way to think about this, because we've been talking about attunement, we've been talking about music, we've been talking about getting in harmony, is tick, 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 da 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 da. Let's talk about the conductor of an orchestra. Your power comes from bringing out the best in every musician. The greatest conductor in the world is nothing without her or his or their orchestra. The greatest conductor in the world without an orchestra is powerless. Leadership comes by serving the whole, not the individual. Now, during the upcoming celestial events, this is where it gets really cool. It will be easier to align with your own unique inner music. It's going to be easier to align with your own inner music and discover your own unique, true gifts and purpose. How'd you like to discover your purpose? Now is an easier time than ever. These times allow us to hear our internal conductor. Your internal conductor is tick, 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 your higher self more clearly than ever. So on the one hand, or on the one note, you're going to play a better song during this time. Your song is going to elevate. Your octave is going to go up, which is interesting. After I've done this show now almost 9.5 years, and I was listening to my own original shows recently because we're going to be coming out, we're going to be starting the experiment I'm hoping to start this week. It might be next week, is to get the show in Mandarin, French, German, and Spanish coming up. I thought I would have it by tomorrow. We're not quite there. We'll have it somewhere in the next week or two. We're going to be in 4 languages to start, and then I would like to expand. I'd like to get to Hindi. I'd like to get to Italian. I'd like to get to certainly Arabic and many, many other languages around the globe. But we'll start with those 4 languages. But I was going back and I was listening to some of our original videos. And it's like, hi, everyone. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. What? Now I'm like, hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Michael Sandler. My voice dropped an octave. Used to have an amazing co-host, CJ Liu. And she said that somewhere about 4 or 5 years ago that I finally hit puberty. And my voice dropped an octave. But my frequency went up. Way, way, way up. Yes, Lynn, we definitely get to have it in French because, right now, for at least another 2 months, we're in a French-speaking country. And you can call it a province, but it's still the country of Quebec. That's where we are right now. So we definitely get to have it in français, among others. But what happens here is the more that you listen to your internal conductor, your higher self, the more the energy goes up, the more you play a note at a higher octave. And just by being you, you begin sharing your unique notes, your unique song with the world. You end up contributing to the grand symphony of all of humanity. Yes. Your task at this time, yes, your task may be to work on computers. Your main task may be plumbing. It may be on digging. It may be on serving coffee. It may be on serving your family. It may be. But that's your JOB. That's not your greatest reason to serve. And certainly you can help so many people with any of these JOBs. And I have a JOB. I chop wood and carry water as well. But your greatest JOB, which isn't a JOB at all, is to play your music with everything you've got. Play the notes inside of you, sing your song, and take stock of your unique gifts. What does that mean? It means now is the time for inner reflection. Now is the time to pause and ask, who am I? Why am I here? What lights me up? What's pulling on my heart? What do I have to do? Yes, Kim, ignite your light. What do I have to do, get to do, and want to do more than anything else? Right now is the time to explore your true nature and the pulls and tugs of your heart. Because when you do that, you sing that higher note, you play that higher octave song, and you shift all of humanity. You shift all of humanity. Now, what's really cool about this time is we all have this urge. We're all like kind of cringing. We're looking at the news. If we look at the news going, it's a little bit scary out there because we want such positive change for humanity, because we want such positive change for this earth. Well, guess what? If your note makes a difference, if your song makes a difference, if your feelings, if your emotions, your actions, your thoughts, and your voice make a difference during this time, why don't you think big? Why don't you think really, really, really big? Somebody just said something that is House of Pickles. It's a fascinating statement you said. Please empower me. Can I play with this concept for a minute, House of Pickles? Please empowers me implies that the power is outside of you. The teaching here tonight is the power is within you. May I empower me. Higher self, help me to be empowered. Let me to listen to this. Let me embody this. Let me project this out to the universe as we're coming up on the equinox, as we're coming up on this solstice, or as we're coming up on this eclipse, as we're coming up on the next eclipse. I take back my own power. I demand my own power. I call in my own power. I am my own power. Whew. Now we're talking. And somebody says that may be responding to a joke, but now we are talking, and it ain't no joke. The power is inside of you. How do I find my power? Do what lights you up. I don't have time to do what lights me up. You have time for 1 minute out of the day to do something. Yeah, but the only thing that lights me up is bungee jumping. Well, go get a little indoor trampoline and bounce up and down in the house. Start there. Start small. Start with wherever you've got, with whatever you've got. Wherever you are with whatever you've got. Yes. Arthur James. Yes. Start there. explore what you truly want for yourself, and then explore what you truly want for humanity. So this isn't a time period just about manifesting material things, although I see a lot of people struggling here. I get it. I've been there. I was talking a few days ago about, well, first off, many, many years ago, I had 3 coyotes, and when I still had 1 coyote mix, and my service dog, Sawa, I was so broke one summer that I shared chow with them. Yes, I literally ate dog food, dried dog food, that is, for summer, and oddly enough, vegan dog food. Yes, I tried to make a coyote vegan. My apologies. That didn't take so well. The point being, though, it switched. It changed. It can change for you too. I ain't any more or less special than you because you are the creator. You know it. That's why you're here. And you have it going on. So it's not just about manifesting possessions at this time, but that's okay. But this is a time where it's about dreaming big and dreaming really, really, really big. D-Money, it's not about how hard you get hit, but whether you can get back up, Rocky. Yeah, it's about the decisions you make when you're down. The decisions you make when you're down. And I say when you're down, feel it. It's okay to experience it, but focus on where you want to be. Focus on how you want to see the world. Focus on how you want to feel. As you focus on how you want to feel, a magical, funny thing happens. You get in alignment with that greater tuning fork, and suddenly, inexplicably, almost without reason, and this is something that took place. I interviewed Paul Selig last week, and he said he was feeling this. Almost without reason, you start to feel this way. Well, I wanted to feel abundant. I wanted to feel peace, and the money hasn't come to me, and the peace police or something haven't come here and gifted me with peace. But why am I feeling more abundant? Why am I feeling more at peace? Because when you take time to focus on what you want, when you take time to focus on how you want to feel, you energetically put the tumblers in place and you shift to a higher level of alignment, and then you begin shifting those around you too. That's why I have the School of Mystics. Everybody who comes into the School of Mystics, I'm very bullish, everybody who comes in starts to shift, but then they start to shift everyone around them too. That's what this game is all about, collectively. As you and I align with our higher selves more. That's why we've got this triple trifecta of events coming up here. The more that we get in alignment with our higher self, all of humanity begins to shift. This is the power of group consciousness. And right now, with all this energy, we're talking a fundamental shift in human consciousness. That's where we're at. 2024 is a fundamental shift in human consciousness. This ain't no small game being played. How's that for broken English? This ain't no small game being played. We aren't being played. We are playing our instrument. We are playing our notes. We are playing everything at the highest level during this time. It is a new level for humanity, is a new level powered by the cosmic energies we can plug into at this time. The energies of the sun, the energies of Jupiter, the energies of Mars, the energies of Equinox, the energy of the lunar eclipse, the energy of the solar eclipse. We put out what we want at this time. We feel it in our hearts. We take the time. Take a minute a day. I don't have a minute. Everybody truly has a minute. You don't have a minute? Well, you get off of work. You got to be screaming to go somewhere. Get in the car. Hold on to the key. Look at the clock. Wait for it to go one number, just one number. It's one stoplight, and then go. How do I want to feel? How do I want to see the world? How do I want this place to shift? How do I want to live for the next half, the next 3/4, the next 8/10, the next whatever, 1/10, whatever of my life? This is a fundamental shift in human consciousness powered by these cosmic events and is a completely and different new level of manifestation, mastery, and alignment. Yes, a new level of manifestation, mastery, and alignment. All of those things. This is the time where it's about, this is like the calling. This is your calling, Rocky. It's about becoming the highest version of yourself. So you are the conductor of your orchestra. You are the conductor of your orchestra. It's not please empower me. You are the conductor. I mean it. If you're listening to this, by God, you are an amazing conductor. That's why you're listening to this, or you would have gone, and bolted on out of here. Aaron Wexler, you too are the conductor of your orchestra that is far greater than you ever imagined. You have influence and you have power that extends so far beyond your own immediate self. This is the beautiful truth. Aaron, I hope you're listening. You are the most amazing conductor. You are the most magnificent conductor. We all have this innate ability. You don't need, yes, Amanda, you are an amazing conductor. You've got it going on. Beverly, Anna, Heen, absolutely. You don't need a stage. You don't need a following. You don't need a YouTube channel. You don't need a pulpit. Your alignment alone creates this positive change. By being in alignment and being authentically you, Aaron, Amanda, Beverly, Anna, Heen, you know who you are. You know what you do. No, I don't really do. You know what lights you up. Kim, you know what lights you up. Mr. Floyd, you know what lights you up. It is all energy. Freaking? Yes, absolutely. It's all energy. By being in alignment and being authentically you, playing your note, not my note, your note, you make a massive positive difference on this planet. Massive. So, the question is here tonight, if you've made it this long, what do I do? What are some practical steps? That's it. What are some practical steps I can take? And let's go back to the basics here. Yes, Karen, we are all ripples in the same pond. Let's go back to the basics. Start, you could say, by meditating, certainly. But how about start by sitting quietly just by yourself? You don't even have to call it meditating. Or taking long walks in nature. Or you could walk up a hill. You could go put your back to a tree. You could stare out at the water. You could wake in bed and just be with yourself for a minute. In other words, start by connecting with your inner self. And ask your inner self. Have deep conversations with your inner self. Be or sound a little bit crazy. Instagram. Not to sound arrogant, but I could never play Michael's notes. Perfect Instagram user. Play your note. That's a much better note than Michael's note. Michael's note works for Michael. It doesn't even work for my Hannah Bear. Play your note. And ask yourself, what do I truly want? What do I truly want? Be honest with yourself. Don't limit your dreams by thinking, what's possible? What could I do? No. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Imagine that you're feeling empowered, aligned. Imagine that you are fully aware of your creative abilities. Imagine that you are the controller of the video game rather than the Ms., Mr., or they Pac-Man inside of it. Yes, they Pac-Man. Why not? What would you create then? What would I create if I could create anything? What could I create if I could have the greatest, most amazing life on this planet? And now, ask yourself, what do I want for all of humanity? If I was God, if I was the creator, and let me let you in on a secret, you are the creator. You're one of an infinite numbers of creator, but you are the creator. You've got it all going on. What do I want for all of humanity? What do I want for the planet? What do I want for the future of all life? I know that sounds crazy large, but that's who and what you are. You may have forgotten that. I may have forgotten that. I'm starting to come back into that sense. I believe you are too. But we may have forgotten who and what we truly are. We are fractal holographic universes of yes, we are universes. Fractal holographic images, reflections of everything. You're an immortal, divine, infinite, eternal, all-energetic being having a physical meat suit of an experience. This meat suit's awesome. I love my meat suit. You love your meat suit too, but it's not all that you are. It's actually just a little projector to help you in this little world. You are so incredible. But when you recognize that you're incredible, now you get to dream big. You can influence the grand vision of all of humanity. Your thoughts and your feelings are powerful creative forces, and over the next few weeks, more powerful and more creative and more capable than anything you could ever imagine as we come to this trifecta of time, as we come to all of the supermoons, as we come to all of these tides, as we come to all of this everything. And yes, we talked about it last week. There is what we shall say is an overabundance of energy coming to this planet over the next few weeks and over the next few months. But you can actually harness that inside of you by getting in alignment, by not freaking out, by not watching, dwelling on the news, but instead by getting in internal alignment and using that energy and allowing yourself to dream. How can I dream, Michael, when this is taking place? How can I dream when the other thing is taking place? Maybe it's especially important now that you dream. It's especially important that you think of yourself and think of all of humanity. And by thinking of yourself, you naturally are thinking for all of humanity, because as your octave goes up, as your frequency, as your tonality, as your music goes up, so does the music of all of humanity. So ask yourself these big questions. Who am I beyond? I call it supra or above. Who am I beyond or supra above my earthly identity? Who am I beyond my earthly identity? Why am I really here? No, you're not here to be tortured. No, you're not here to suffer. No, you're not here to slay yourself for anything or everyone. These are so old school religious stories. But to rediscover your greatness, discover what you're capable of, discover how you can help the world, discover how you can love yourself even more, discover how much greatness, grandness, creative abilities, anything of the sort you have. Ooh, now you're talking. Then we get to ask, how can I align even more with my higher self? How can I hear my inner guidance even more clearly? How can I hear my inner guidance even more clearly? Ask about it before you sleep. Ask about it when you rise. Ask about it when you go for walks, your meditation. Join a school of mystics or whatever works for you, and ask how you can connect and how you can align with your higher self more clearly than ever. What happens when you do this? This is about intentionality. We live in an intentional world. What does that mean? Where you place your attention, where you place your intention, where you place your awareness is where you create. Michael, I really don't understand or get this concept. All right. You're driving down the road and a car crashes in front of you. What happens? Well, I naturally watch the car crash and blammo, you hit the car crash too. Every racer knows this. Every car racer, every bike racer, every motorcycle racer. Heck, even runners have figured this out, and their race is just as fast as important to their own scale. If you focus on the wipeout or the crash in front of you, that's exactly where you're going to go. That's intentionality. If there's a wipeout in front of you, and instead you look for the clear line or the clear path, that's where you're going to go to. Even better, if you envision the most perfect, beautiful race, where it goes with effortless ease and grace and poise, and you fly or you dance up the mountain, more or less, that's what you're going to get as well. That is living intentionally. That's what's being amplified during this time. You've got a few weeks till we get to the lunar eclipse. You've got a few days more till we get to the equinox. You've got a week and a half beyond that. Yes, 10, 11 days beyond that till you get to the solar eclipse. Talk about a time to live intentionally. Do I do things differently? No. Spend time in here. 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 Whatever it is that does it for you, where you can go quiet and listen to your higher self. You will find yourself feeling better, feeling more energized, feeling more purposeful. For myself, feeling more empowered. I am doing 5 or 6 different projects in a row right now. Written about this in a daily woohoo or two. And normally this is not what I would do all at once. And I'm on fire. Yeah, I can hear that song. Is it Alicia Keys on for Girl on Fire? Mama Bear keeps playing this for Hana Bear right now. I'm on fire. I'm not really feeling overwhelmed. I'm like, shouldn't I be feeling overwhelmed right now? I really think I should be. No, not a chance. I'm getting in alignment because these portals are opening up. You are going to find over the next few weeks an inner strength you didn't know you had, an inner conviction you didn't know you have, an inner grrr, not a grrr of trying to push the stone up the mountain, being Sisyphus and having it roll back down on top of you, but an inner grrr that says, I know my own power. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know how I can create. I know that there is so much more for me on the inside, on the outside, and how much I can change my life or the lives of those around me or all of humanity just by being you. Just by being you. This process of intentionally, I've been playing Kim, I've been playing Rise Up, love it. And we'll get to questions in just a couple minutes. And thank you for your questions. This process right here, right now, at the special sacred time, helps you to rediscover your true powers, your innate abilities, your latent powers in waiting, and your true cosmic identity. You were never meant to come here and play it small. Yeah, but I had these parents, and I had this experience, and I get it. I was the kid locked in his locker after getting beat up day after day after day. I made the foolish, oh my God, you want to talk about stupid? A tactical error. 13? Was I 13? 12? I'm trying to picture the school. I think it was junior high, probably 13. Yeah. So all these kids wanted to beat me up. And I was a bright and shiny little spark plug that didn't know what to say, how to act. I was certainly awkward and not the most grateful. So I had this great thought. I think I wore a pink polo one day. Oh my God, talk about a mistake to make where in northern Massachusetts in the 80s. I wore a pink polo to school. Oh my God, talk about homophobic, crazy, weird, wonky energy. And so this kid wanted to beat me up, and he had me against the locker, and I think he started pounding on me. And I don't know what happened. But I said, okay, I'll fight you later today. If you're outside of the school at like 2:10 or something, I'll fight you. I don't know what I was thinking. I do know what I was thinking. It was a cosmic lesson in here. And then another kid wanted to beat me up and pretty much the same thing. And I said, I'll meet you outside at the same time. And another kid. And I was just getting wailed on. I was just a punching bag that day. And so I thought of having all these bullies go outside, and I figured they were Cro-Magnon men, and that they would just end up needing somebody to fight, and I wouldn't be there. And they would beat each other up. Brilliant concept. Didn't work that way, now did it? No. I exited side door, headed for the carpool. I was going to Hebrew school at the time. I think it was the year before I went to Catholic school. Got a beautiful balanced upbringing there. Balanced and Judeo-Christian, that is. Then went to Native American church. Story for another day. I exited stage right and was making for the car when I was spotted. I was chased down. I was beaten down. And then there was the pig pile on me. Pig pile on c'est moi. I did escape without any broken bones. This was huge. How does it get any better than this? But boy, was I walloped. What does that have to do with anything? If I can discover my true power, you can discover your true power too. You have true power. You have true strength. You have innate ability. You have this cosmic identity. And as you grow stronger and stronger, you won't just change your life. You will change the lives of everyone around you. That's what it means to be a way shower. And that's what you are. That's who you are. You are shining the light before you. And you're changing the lives of everybody around you. Just by being you, by being your true, authentic, aligned self. That's what we get to do over the next few weeks. You can write everything down you want. You can have all these beautiful talks with yourself. But if you allow yourself during this time to be more, to dream more, and to accept more of you as you, you will change your life. And you will change the lives of everyone around you. I want you to dream big. I mean, really big. I mean, cosmos big. I mean, even bigger than big. Who are you? Who am I? What do I want to do? What do I want to go? How do I want to feel? And how do I want this place to change? Not by focusing on the news or the negative stories, but if I could write the news today, how do I want it to be? And then take time each and every day over the next few weeks. Take time to walk with yourself. Take time to be with yourself. Take time to talk with yourself and connect with your deepest inner wisdom. Ask yourself, who do I truly want and need to be? Be bold with your self-inquiry. The more you can be bold with your self-inquiry, oh my, I have this beautiful, it's gone off the desk as well. Ah, no, I found it. Hold on, everyone. It's Sharky the snow globe. Hi, Sharky. Take time to look at yourself and examine and ask the big questions. Ask, who am I? I'm Sharky the smiling shark. Ask what you are. Ask what you need. Ask who you are. And then dream ridiculously big based on what you hear for yourself and for all of humanity. Imagine the most beautiful, positive future. Or, as I like to say, imagine a future even greater than you could imagine. What does that mean? Well, I did a meditation. I did a prayer. I think Aya Bear caught it on cell phone before I started this event here tonight. I said, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guides, and light workers, here for my highest good and the highest good of all. Help me to help everyone here tonight. Help me to shift consciousness here tonight. Help me to help all of humanity here tonight. For my highest good, the highest good of all, or something even better. Now we're talking. When you focus on the or something even better, that's what you get. Allow your imagination to soar and open up the door for something even better than you could ever imagine to be birthed into existence. You do this at this time. You will feel the shift, you will know the shift, and you will come out of this time surfing those cosmic portals and beyond. You'll create a ripple effect in your life and for all of humanity, and you will see massive change. That's truly something to celebrate. That is truly coming your way, and to me, that is a mighty, mighty woohoo. In fact, on that all night, if you feel that energy right now, if you can imagine change, if you can imagine shift, if you can imagine coming into your power, join me in a giant woohoo. Yes, I'm saying it a little bit subdued because I have a baby asleep upstairs. Woohoo, though. Remember, you are powerful beyond measure. You. Yes, I think we're told it's impolite to point. You are powerful beyond measure. Embrace these cosmic times. Embrace this energy. Embrace who and what you are. A divine, immortal, infinite, certainly intelligent, all capable, all creative, energetic being, having an energetic experience in human form. But you certainly ain't just human, and you certainly ain't coming here to play it small. You are the creator. You are a fractal holographic representation, infinite in all directions, divine within, without, above, and below. And realize you can create a new world for yourself and for others just by singing your note, just by being you. And just by following that beautiful tug on your heart. And now is your time. And how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? So I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to drink some water here. We'll go to questions. Sally Benson, thank you for donating $5, Sally, to One Tree Planted. The more trees we plant, the more we help shift and change the world. And wild, welcome to the Backstage Pass, where we've got videos just about every day lately. I think I recorded 2 yesterday. I got bashful about one. I was in a waterfall. I had just come off of a run shirtless because I've been adapting to the cold. I've been swimming in colder waters without a wetsuit, and I went for that run yesterday, and I think it was in the 50s and raining when I finished, and I was still steaming hot. And so I recorded this thing with the runner sky top off. And I said, I don't know if I'm going to air this or not. But in general, we've got almost daily videos on the Backstage Pass right now, sharing my musings, my understandings, my queries, questions, the works. And that's that join button down below. All right. Let's go to Jennifer in just a second here. Yes, Jack, shirtless bear. And you could tell on the mountain where people came from in the world, because we're in not northern Canada, but in the middle, southern middle of Quebec, and I'm running up the mountain shirtless, and there are people like in their ski parkas and stuff, and you could tell based on where they came from, based on their clothing. This does not make anybody any better or any worse. If you put me in the real heat right now, I would just melt. From Jennifer McBee. Could all this excess energy be why I want to sleep so much? Oh, heck yeah. If we don't learn how to get in alignment at this time, even if we do, it's hard to buffer sometimes. So I don't want to judge and say, well, if you're tired, it means you're doing something wrong. No, it means you got a pulse. That's what it means. And it's okay. But the more that you can set this time period up intentionally, the more you can grab some of that energy back that's being sucked away from you to buffer all this excess energy. So be as intentional right now, Jennifer, as you can, and let's take back your energy and take back your power. Mary, we need to talk. I said love. If we are all one and we lose someone we love, oh, wow. If we are all one and we lose someone we love, do they take a piece of us with them while we keep a part of them with us? In the most beautiful way, Mary, yes. I would put it slightly differently, but I'm going to go with yes, and it's a brilliant concept. They bring a part of us back to heaven, you could say, and they leave a part of heaven back with us. And yes, we can say heaven, field, whatever we want to use, but that is a beautiful way to put it. And yes, when they take a part of us with them, it doesn't necessarily feel like heaven when they go. That's kind of the reality of this mortal coil, is that loss is loss. We don't want to say, oh yeah, I'm just a spiritual being, have a spiritual existence in human form. It doesn't matter if they're gone. No, man, it hurts. It's real. It hurts. It's okay. And yes, you can plug in with them on the other side. And yes, they can send energy back their way. And yes, you can keep them in their hearts. And yes, they can keep you in your hearts, and on it goes. But you're still going to feel it, and that's totally okay. And it will feel like they've taken a little bit of your soul with them, and that there's a hole in your heart. Thank you, Rumi. The wound is where the light shines through. I'm going through all these different analogies about the hole in the heart, and so Rumi jumped in and said, the wound is where the light shines through. Lots of love, Mary. Lots and lots of love. Lydia, when is the big flash happening? Well, I know of the 3 days of darkness, and we'll get there in a few weeks, but the big flash, I'm going to have to look that one up, Lydia, and maybe even do some channeling about it, and I will get back to you on that one. Hillary. Oh my. What's most beneficial for a toxic family situation? In my 50s, very painful adult siblings and mom situation. Is it better to cut them out? Contact backfires, war, tried for many years, awful. Let's step back at this time, Hillary. Let's do things like Ho'oponopono, which is sending lots of love. Ultimately, it's a prayer to and for yourself that you can say as many times as you'd like. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. This is for yourself. You're not apologizing to them. You're not saying you love them, but it does help heal relationships. But let's step back for a while. You've tried everything you can try. It hasn't been working. Let's not bang our heads against the wall, and let's not drink their toxic soup. Let's step back until you feel called, until you feel pulled, until you feel ready to go to step forward, not out of guilt or shame, but purely out of love. But until then, let's rebuild the house of Hillary. That's where you want to start. Linda Lacus. Are the guides telling you of September 17th, the apostle triggering of CERN, and Is there a meditation, open up a portal to light and love? I haven't heard of anything. I haven't heard from the guides of anything CERN related that is going to create a really dastardly or negative situation coming up. And CERN is the best way to describe it is an accelerator of all accelerators. So I have not heard of that from the guides. I haven't heard of anything to be afraid of on that neck of the woods. I have heard of some interesting challenges coming up later on in this month that are going to be pretty substantial for a couple places on Earth. Talked about them last week in channeling, but I have not heard of anything having to do with CERN at all. What we want to do during this time is bring it back, no matter what, to a place of light and love. And so is there a meditation to only open that portal to light and love? I wonder if that's where we'll be going. I'll see where the guides take us in a meditation just before the end here. And we're actually looking at getting up all of our meditations online to help people. So I cannot think of one specifically at this moment for light and love. All right, Linda, I am laughing because they're queuing something up, and I want to see what they bring at the end. There may be a special meditation for you. Stay tuned. All right. Oh, this is a fun one. Lisa, where is the soul located within the body? Lisa, please forgive me. I don't mean to do semantics or anything of this sort. The body is located within the soul. The soul, spirit, higher self, whatever we want to call this, is everywhere. The body is this simple, tiny little, infinitesimally small fractal representation of the everywhere. So the soul is not here, the soul is not here, the soul is not here, certainly. The soul is not this one particular place here. It is here. I mean, it is here, everywhere. This is just the radio that we tune the dial to play KSOL, K-Soul, all soul, all the time. But you are everywhere. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't put our hands on part of our body for alignment. I like to go to the radio of all radios, or the tuner of all tuners, and that's my heart. And so you'll see me doing a lot of meditations, tapping on the heart, a lot of times massaging the heart. You can see me in the School of Mystics where we're doing attunements. I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, because this to me helps amplify that signal, or amplify the song that I'm singing and the music that I am hearing. I'm hearing more or less from here rather than just hearing from here. It's a brilliant question, Lisa. Thank you for asking. From May, with portals opening, is there also timeline jumping happening? If so, what does that look like? Timeline, this is a brilliant question, May. Timeline jumping occurs when you have a higher level thought. What does that mean? Well, can you also happen when you have a lower level thought? You can certainly jump all over with timelines, but typically it is a higher level timeline that's coming about, is an acceleration of our evolution and growth. Things tend to accelerate forwards and upwards, never downwards and backwards, at least with our current understanding of time. So we're gonna pin that in for the moment, and there's some beautiful conversation to be had about this, but they're happening forward and upwards, not backwards and downwards, which means that if you just keep thinking what you're thinking, May, and the portal's open, you keep living the life that you've been living. Nothing wrong with it. It's perfect life, beautiful life. There's no judgment. If you are thinking higher level thoughts, if you are thinking gazunga thoughts, if you are putting your energy, your frequency, and your focus up here, you went from, we could say, this timeline of existence, bing, to this one, to that one, to that one, or from this timeline of existence, way over here, from those higher level thoughts, from that, not just the thoughts, but from the feeling and the emotions, energy and motion. There's nothing that shifts timelines more than energy in motion. It doesn't matter if you're a red, a blue, a black, a white, a zebra, a dolphin. When we had the attempted assassination earlier this year, the timeline massively shifted because of people's emotion, their energy in motion. Again, always forwards and upwards, never backwards and downwards. But it was a huge, massive shift for all of humanity. You can look back. You can look back over the year, and you can look at, well, when did things really start to shift? That was a huge point because of energy in motion. That jumps timelines more than anything else. Next question. Rudy, how do we know we're hearing from our higher self? Listen deeply, listen carefully, and ask, is this coming out of love? Is this coming from a place of fear and judgment? The voices, the main voices that are in your head are either the voice of ego, which is fear and judgment and shoulda, woulda, coulda, and if only you had. That's the voice of your ego. It ain't never coming out of love. And your higher self, which is, dear one, it's okay. You're going to be all right. We've got this. That's the voice of your higher self. If you're hearing and feeling, we've got this, I promise you that ain't your ego or that ain't anything else. That is your the controller of the joystick of your Mr. Ms. or they Pac-Man that is doing everything they can to get your attention and to help raise you up. So listen, feel in, and if you need to ask, does this sound like my higher self? If you hear a yes, yeah. If you hear a no, for instance, if you say, does this feel like my higher self or my ego? And you hear, it's my ego, chances are that's your ego. Your ego, for some reason, doesn't like to lie to this question. It will tell you if you think it's your ego or not. Lydia, how will I know when I'm in alignment? This is a brilliant question, Lydia. It feels different. Yeah, but can you be more specific? It's sort of like getting all green lights. You go, oh, another one. Oh, another one. Now, I'll be honest, I feel pretty darn in alignment right now. I am not getting all the green lights. and that's okay. It's a feeling or knowing sense. And the more time you spend bathing in these waters, the more time that you spend hearing from your higher self, the more time that you spend in the stillness, in nature, or feeling, simply feeling the pull or tug on your hearts, the more there is this different sense, tonality about the world. And yes, Lydia, if you're catching 111, if you're catching 444, if you're thinking about a song and then you hear it on the radio, or like my magical experience yesterday, you are in alignment. You will know. You will know, you'll know, you'll know. If you keep stubbing your foot, banging your knee and things of that sort, chances are you are out of alignment. But my guess is not nearly as much as you think as well. All right, let's take a few more questions here, and then we're going to go into a meditation. From House of Pickles. Michael, do you have any advice for someone struggling with addiction? I'm going to give you the simplest and most important, perhaps most important, most valuable advice in the world. Don't go it alone. Don't go it alone. There is no reason, no need to ever go this one alone. That is the first and most important thing you can do. The second thing is we got to get you out of your environment, temporally, physically, whatever that looks like, so that we can instill and install new habits. Because the groove in the record is too deep. It's okay, no judgment. Groove and the record is too deep, so we need to actually, put a stick in that wheel, so to speak, stick in the spokes to get you, for a pattern interrupt, to get you out of your same way of beingness. But the easiest method, House of Pickles, and I'm not saying it's easy, but the easiest is do not go it alone, do not go it alone, do not go it alone. Get help, get help, get help. So if House of Pickles, if you're seeing 911, 911, 911, that doesn't mean necessarily it's an emergency. It doesn't mean that you have to call the police or call an emergency crew. It does mean, though, get help and get help right away. And so that's my recommendation for you, House of Pickles, and sending so much love your way. All right. I feel like being funny with Linda. Linda, please forgive me. Have your guides ever spoken of how to get through to a narcissist? Don't. By definition, if you've got a narcissist in your life, run the other way. You ain't getting through to them. All you're going to do is give them your energy. Don't play the game with someone. Now, I can hear my guides, I can hear Paul Selig's guide saying, what you damn damns you back. And I've been known to use that word narcissist, for lack of another term, more than a time or two. If you've got somebody who's hoovering energy, if you've got somebody that is a vacuum in what they do, they could still be, they're still your brother, your sister, they're still energetically one. However, if they're taking your energy, you don't do a dance with them, you don't give them your energy, you don't try to reason with them, you don't anything, you go the other way. Shut off the spigot and get the heck out of town. Ooh. Johnny, I'm not going to be able to come up with your answer, but I'm going to look into it myself. I recently saw a moon with 3 rings around it. I've never seen that before. Can you tell me what that was? I'm guessing a moon around Jupiter, but somebody said Cassiopeia. I have no idea. It was on July 30th. I remember because it was my daughter's birthday. Johnny, I'm going to have to look that up myself and see what I see. Jay Rogers, Michael, how can we overcome anxiety? Get in alignment. Do lots and lots of clearing work, whatever works for you, or certainly we do a whole bunch in the School of Mystics, and get yourself as connected to your higher self as you possibly can. When you're connected, when you're in alignment with your hearing from your higher self, things still may bother you, but not nearly to the same extent. When you get clearing, you go and clear out the grooves in the record, and if it's a great clearing, you replace things with something else. And the more time that you spend plugged in, like for myself, things like automatic writing, the more that you can see the big picture. Now, full disclosure, I come from a worrywart family. I come from a family of professional worrywarts. Oh my gosh, golly, they gifted me good with that. And so, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. I can see when something I'm going, this is very, very scary. I can take note that my nervous system wants to tripwire that. And then you'll hear me for my next line going, we've got this. It's my higher self speaking. So don't worry if you still have anxiety, and don't judge yourself from your anxiety, but plug into your greater self so that you don't have to deal with your anxiety alone. That's the best thing that you can do. Emily, almost 777 likes. Actually, Emily, you did it. You got us to 779 likes. And how does it get any better than this? And lots of love, Emily and Michelle and Amy. Let's go to Stardust. I think I need a tissue and some water. Hold on, everybody. We're going to take 2 more questions and then go into a meditation. I can't believe we're going this long. I've been doing this lately. It's just a lot of good energy. Hold on here. But I haven't sneezed into the mic. Running joke here is I've been known to sneeze into the mic, and I will hit mute, and the mic doesn't mute. It looks muted, and I will still be sneezing into the mic. Forgive me if this has happened when you've been on the show or listened to the show. Beautiful question from Stardust 29. And we'll take these last 2 questions from Stardust and Catherine. I've been focusing on 2 areas in my life that I want to improve for quite some time, doing all the School of Mystics clearing and a lot of other energy work, but something feels stuck. Advice. Stardust, I want you to focus on how you want it to shift, and I want you to play with that in your heart. And then second, I want you to let go of the details. Let go of the when. Let go of the how. So we're going to focus intentionally even more on where we want to go, what we'd like that to be like, what we'd like that to feel like, and then we are going to let go of the timeline. Chances are very good the tumblers are actually falling into place below the surface. Things are getting into alignment at a higher level. The timing just hasn't been right yet for things to burst above the surface. The way that I like to think of this Stardust 29 is of a seedling. You plant the seed, you water the seed, you leave the seed alone, you water the seed some more, please don't overwater the seed, and you wait, and you see nothing, and you wait, and you see nothing, and you wait, and you see nothing. Oh, gosh. Okay, do I have to go there? Yeah. I can't remember the teacher's name, elementary school. Oh, I feel so bad about this. I had found let's see if I get this right, horned toad tomato caterpillar. Can look this up, see if I got the name right. Giant, like 1 inch in diameter, 2 or 3 inch long, maybe longer than that, a green, red spotted horned caterpillar that I found in elementary school, and brought it into Mr. Gistranzi, his name is starting to come to me, brought us into my elementary school science teacher, and we set up an aquarium. It put itself in a cocoon, and it stayed in the cocoon all through the winter until the teacher felt that the caterpillar must have died and didn't make it through. Yeah, he cut the caterpillar open, or cut the cocoon open. The caterpillar didn't make it. The caterpillar was actually mid-metamorphosis, but you just couldn't see it on the surface level. Sort of like that seedling. You don't want to dig it up before it's had its chance. It is in the middle of its metamorphosis. Stardust, you're in the middle of your metamorphosis. We just have to give them the time, that's your seeds, give them the time that they need. All right, probably the most in question answer of the question of the day from Catherine Willette. Any tips in talking to my 9-year-old granddaughter so she understands love more? She does, but I want my words to reflect that. Catherine, how do I put this? Share whatever you want to share. It's beautiful. It's great. And ask her more. Chances are she has it going on. Chances are she's still more closer to an understanding of Source than you are, and therefore has actually a lot to share on it, even if she has had a challenging upbringing, to say the least. Ask her to share about love. Ask her to teach about love. Make it a pretend class even. Give her the chalk. Give her the pointer. Sit down in a tiny little chair and say, Catherine, can you do a make-believe class and can you teach me about love? As she, what does it go? Well, we always learn best what we teach. As she goes to share with you, it will anchor in even more her beliefs and understandings about love. And Colleen's showing a blue butterfly here, and I was looking it up, and Heather, I was looking this up yesterday, the blue butterfly. That was indigo, I don't remember the exact color, of my first logo of my first business that I had, the Creative Learning Institute, which was for students with learning disabilities and attention deficit disorder, like, 20, 25 years ago. And that was its logo. And Jessica was looking up the blue butterfly yesterday, and then had a synchronicity with Hannah Bear and a newspaper clipping and the blue logo. So this is really, 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 really cool synchronicity here as well, more alignment. So Catherine, let her teach you. And in teaching you, she will anchor in this belief to a whole new level as well. All right, going to take a little bit of sip of water. I can't believe how late it is. Thank you guys for staying so long, being with me. And then we're going to do just a really, 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 really brief meditation here. But we are going to do a meditation nonetheless. All right, let's take a little bit of water here. When you see me close my eyes like that at the end, when I say I'm about to do a meditation, people know this in the School of Mystics. I tend to talk about it a lot. It means that I'm anchoring and I'm going, all right, what is this meditation going to be? And then they tend to give me a visualization or give me something. So what I'd like you to do is, actually I'm going to take one more pause here. And feel free to take a nice, slow, deep breath as I'm doing this. All right. What I'd like you to do is close your eyes. First off, we just had an amazing show with Billy Carson. If you haven't caught that, do catch the show with Billy Carson. It was Thursday night. Oh my God, what an incredible show. How does it get any better than this? Maybe Aya Bear can put in the link for the Billy Carson show there. And we have a Greg Braden show coming out this Thursday. I've been working with our amazing editor on that this evening, just before going live with you. So that Greg Braden show on what's hidden in our DNA, that'll be coming out this Thursday as a super powerful one. So we had Billy Carson this past Thursday. Check that out. and come back even as early as tomorrow, and you can bookmark for the show Thursday night with Greg Braden. How does it get any better than this? All right. And of course, there's the Daily Woohoo. I think that's up on the screen right now. Yeah, you can go to dailywoohoo.com and sign up for a newsletter where I help shift your vibration each and every day. Heiser says, Billy Carson appearance was awesome. Teresa, Billy Carson show was great. Yay, yay, yay. Jerry, Billy Carson show was great. And there's the link to the Billy Carson show. It was a really, really cool and fun one. Really, really cool. All right. Let's dive into this, shall we? All right, so let's close our eyes. Let's sit up nice and tall but relaxed. I feel like a puppy dog in my chair tonight. I have so much energy with you guys, so much energy. So let's breathe in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. In and out. As we keep breathing in and out nice and slowly together, we're going to, of course, come together all as one. That brings about even more powerful results. So imagine that we are all together, everybody watching this, past, future, and present, all together as one. And as we breathe in together, we link up and hold somebody's hand to our right. And breathe out together, we link up and hold hands to our left. In together as one, and out together as one. And in and out. In and out. As we keep on breathing in and out together, we begin to look up to the heavens. We look up to the stars. We look up at this beautiful Milky Way galaxy, and we start to see something really fascinating before our eyes. First, maybe it's that we see the moon go black, which by itself is startling. And we see this light shining all around the moon, and that's the ring of fire. And we go, wow, isn't that interesting? But then what we start to see bigger than the moon, bigger than the fire, the rings of fire, is we start to see kind of like a reverse black hole. We start to see a spiral of light where the moon would appear to be. And this light starts to spiral brighter and brighter and brighter still, until we realize we're not just looking at a black hole, we're looking at this theoretical thing, which isn't theoretical at all, called a white hole, which is truly a portal to another time, to another space, to another dimensionality, to another state of beingness for you and me. And we are looking in this most amazing white hole, which is beaming light to us, while at the same time we can tell that it is a portal to another world. And as we can hear Sir Meowser's cry, as we're looking in this portal, as we're looking to this other world, what we realize as we're staring at this spiral of light is that we can almost reach out and touch it. In fact, if you reach up to the heavens, you can reach out and touch this portal, touch this spiral, and you can actually carry it down, 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 and actually put it right into your heart. That's right. You now have a spinning portal of light and love that you have just embedded inside of you, because you are the infinite. You are the divine. You are the entire universe. You are a fractal holographic representation of everything. And so, of course, you can have a light hole at the center of your heart. But this isn't a hole in your heart. This is the reverse. This is a portal of light. This is a portal of love. This is a portal that shines your light, your love out to the world, and then brings it right back inside of you. And so you find inexplicably, uncontrollably, you're not even sure why, you are putting your hand on your heart and you are massaging your heart as you feel this portal in your heart open up, as you feel this light in your heart open up, as you feel this love in your heart open up, and you feel filled with such joy. You feel filled with such love. You feel filled with such love. And you realize that not only are you feeling this, but with each breath, with each massage of your heart, with each movement of your body, just by being you, you are now broadcasting light and love out to the world. And you breathe in and you see this spiral growing even stronger. You breathe in light and you send out love. You breathe in even deeper, seeing it spiraling more and more around your heart. And you breathe out and you see even more love coming out around you. And you breathe in one more time, and it turns out that you are this portal of light and love. You are this amazing white hole. You are the change that we wish to see in the world, because as you breathe in light and love, you are changing the world. It'd be a very long breath, but as you breathe out, you are breathing out love to everyone and everything everywhere. You feel on fire. You feel magnificent. You feel great. You feel creative. You feel inspired. You feel you. Perhaps for the first time in years, perhaps for the first time in your life, but you feel the powers that is you. You feel the creative ability that is you. And you feel how by breathing in light and sending out love, just how much you can change your life, your world, and the entire world. And that, to me, is a mighty, mighty woohoo. And so as you keep spinning that light, as you keep spinning that love, as you keep massaging that love and light and your heart, you realize you are magnificent, you are the creator, you are great, and you are you. And how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Woohoo! And now, since it's 10:10, which is perfect tens, and is also my wife and I anniversary, and my anniversary, 10-10-10, I send you light, I send you love, I send you Billy Carson's show for Thursday night to check out, Greg Carson's show this Thursday, School of Mystics if you want to join that, automatic writing if you want to learn how to channel, or simply start with the Daily Woohoo, dailywoohoo.com. And please, a huge thumbs up if you like this. The more thumbs up that we have, the more that YouTube will share this show with the world. I send love, I send love, I send love, and Amy D, you have got it going on. How does it get any better than this? And now, on that note, music from my dear sister, and I mean that literally, Ayla Ray. Lots of love, everyone. Night. Thank you, Aya Bear, and the Dream Team. Woohoo! Thank you, Joyce.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations.